there's something that's fresh on my mind, and I'll get it out of the way now rather than save it for a Happy Wednesday video. I know, don't I have such very exciting titles to my video? I get comments at times that are very thought-provoking. Very thought-provoking. I got one yesterday. I don't know who the guy is, but he left a comment and he left a link to a video pertaining to what I spoke about, the clickbait on here. What people will do to build their channel, to get attention, to get those subs, to get those views, to make their money. I would recommend you go click that link and you watch it. You know, there's something called marketing tactics, and it goes back a long ways to selling newspapers, to selling magazines, big headlines to grab your attention. You know, magazines. When I was a kid, I bought a lot of magazines. Hot Rod, Popular Hot Rodding, Cycle Guide, Motorcycles, Motor Trend. And I remember, I don't see it too much these days. Supermarkets at that end checkout, they had that extra little, like a little partition wall with a big wooden rack, 2 tiers, every magazine subject you could think of, from, you know, pottery, gardening, sewing, knitting, cars, motorcycles, boating, golf, sports. And the covers are very bright and bold with colors and big letters, headlines. That's to grab your attention, so you'll want to zero in on that magazine. With car magazines, mention free horsepower, someone's going to buy it. Big bold headings, bright red, bright fluorescent green, bright orange, you know, the color. Get that visual attraction. And then the big headlines. Say free horsepower, you're going to sell that once magazine. You know, and then you buy it. And they're going to tell you how to get, you know, 50 free horsepower for 50 cents with a small block Chevy engine built. Wow. And you buy that magazine. And you see a pictorial, 1.5 page pictorial of an engine block, heads, a cam, this, that, sitting there to be put together. You see a write-up on it. They'll be telling you what they're going to do to it. You know, then you turn the next page and advertisements for products, parts, more advertisements, then something on another car, and you're like. And then you buy the next month's issue. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, had to step away for a minute. And then you buy the next month's issue, and you don't see or hear anything about that engine anymore. It's very rare a magazine would go through with a project that they put out to really grab your attention. The only one that comes to mind with me was Hot Rod with that Project X, with that 57 Chevy. And even that went on for years and years. You know. That's how Sanford runs his channel. Back in his magazine days, and he was no big-time magazine writer. He had a very short lifespan of magazine writing. He bounced around like 3 magazines in a 4 or 5 year period. Didn't have a whole lot of success. Then he went freelance. Started his own magazine. We all know what happened there. Put out 3 issues. It failed. You know, he's always been a junk man. Potting out, flipping, and some things that got potted out and flipped, let's just say, did not have legal VIN tags on them. I've already been through this. There are several reasons why he had to hightail it out of New York, besides losing his driver's license for life. But that's a marketing tactic, a marketing tool. Grab the public's attention. All that magazine cares about is selling you that one issue, as many as they can that 1 month, and then the next month they're on to something else. It's a marketing tool. A lot of channels on here, these guys are running them the same way. They put out a project, hey, stir up some enthusiasm, some excitement, some interest. And then their next video, they're on to something else. And you're like, what happened to that engine? What happened to that car? Sanford's not the only one that does that. It's called clickbait. And thumbnails. Bright colors, and they got their own pictures. Sanford's done it. I've seen Scotty Kilmer's famous for that, and other guys too. They're holding up a camshaft. Don't buy this camshaft. And they're like, like it's the end of the fucking world. And the wording that they use in their titles, the word tragic, the word suffering, you're being lied to, with pictures of people, they're all upset and all irate. Wow. The clickbait is out of control on here. Along with now the AI. It's been this way for a long time. Been this way for a very long time. It's a marketing tool to get attention, so that if it's a magazine, you're going to buy it. If it's a video on here, you're going to click on that video. You might even sub it. It's a way to get people's attention, because they want something from you. They want your attention. They want your money. Two basic reasons on this. Some people need to feed an ego. Some need to feed a bank account. I've seen it for so long, and away from cars and this and that, all these other channels, with celebrities. The Tragic Life. I just saw one recently, The Tragic Life. And she's not the only one. They use the word tragic. Tragic Life. I saw one, Tragic Life of Keith Richards. I've seen The Tragic Life of Paul McCartney, Jim Morrison, Tragic Life of Janis Joplin. This recent one was Sally Field, the Flying Nun, Smokey and the Bandit. Wasn't she the mother in Forrest Gump too? And the thumbnails. And this video explains what to look for, so someone's trying to clickbait you. Bright colors, arrows, like and subscribe, certain wording, and that also builds into what's called an algorithm. I had somebody say that to me. I have no idea. I'm not a professional YouTuber like some people think they are. I don't know the first thing about the intricate inner workings, idiosyncrasies of what it takes to get your videos to get more exposure. I don't care. I'm not trying to feed an ego or a bank account. I just do what I do because I do it. You like it, fine. If not, that's okay. Have a nice day. How you can improve your algorithm to get more exposure. I remember one time, this is going back a long time, more and more things come to me. Sanford did a video one time teaching people how to build a YouTube channel to make money. Yeah. We all know his motive for being on here. And it's certain wording, certain type of thumbnails that gets picked up in this algorithm, and then you get more exposure. More people will see it coming up on feeds, preferred video views. It's a marketing tool. Sally Field. Wow, tragic. What happened? And it's got a thumbnail of this woman. She looks like she's about 110 years old in a wheelchair, all hunched over with like an oxygen mask on and a tank hanging behind the wheelchair. It's not her. You see tragic, that picture, Sally Field. You go and you watch it. You give that video a click. You give it a view. Someone made a few pennies off you. And all it does is give their biography. Where she was born, her parents, if she had any kids or not. With all her acting credits from movies, TV shows. Nothing tragic. They've even had celebrities on here proclaiming they're dead and they're still alive. The tragic death of, what do you mean death of? They're still alive. People are doing so much to get attention on here with clickbait. Now AI comes into it. People don't even know it's real anymore. I caught something on TV the other day, and it was on a news network. They were talking to a guy that was involved with AOL, the granddaddy of social media, AOL. They asked him what he thought about the evolution of social media platforms. And he said he would have never imagined in a million years it would have got this corrupted. He said the original intent was open the doors of the world to people. At that time, Internet Explorer, Netscape, long before Google. You wouldn't have to go to a library anymore to look something up. You know, you could do it right from your home computer. You know, you could get valuable information. AOL comes along, and they had other ones after that. Was it Yahoo, MySpace, and others, you know. I had AOL for a little while. And chat rooms popped up. And you could get entertainment. AOL had a few music sites you could go to. And it was fun. And then little chat room groups popped up you could join. And it was fun. And then what happened was these chat rooms turned into all-out war zones with people arguing every fucking day. They turned into war zones. I saw it. You know. Facebook, the same thing. Our local city groups, I used to be a silent observer at times. Same people in there arguing every fucking day. These comment thread arguments would go on for days, weeks, and months. All the threats, internet threats, you know, they don't amount to shit. You know. And it's like the internet became less and less fun and more hostile. More and more people with big egos, narcissists, they had to be right. They would argue and fight with you to the bitter end. All the false propaganda being spread now. People coming on here thinking that they're professional journalists. You know, they calling themselves newsmen. We got channels on here. These guys are probably sitting in a room in their house like I am. They build a little set behind them that looks fancy. They put on a suit and a tie. They proclaim themselves with some Fred's News Network. And now they're giving you the news. And some people today only get their news from the internet. In some ways I can understand it. A lot of our major news networks, a lot of them are not very trustworthy these days. I gotta say it the way it is. So they're looking for an alternative source. The real truth. Put that in a video. The real truth they're not telling you, and people are gonna go watch it. People to this day are still saying that, you know, the Titanic didn't hit an iceberg, it was an inside job. You know, they switched it with the Olympic, and people are gonna believe what they want to believe. And this guy that was at the forefront of the startup of AOL, he said, you know, the internet puts out so many things these days, even on Google these days, that you will find what you're looking for. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not. You'll find it. For everything you're looking for that says A, you'll find something that's diametrically opposed that says B. It's just a matter of what you want to believe. You know. And these professional news journalists on the internet, they're not journalists. They never went to a journalism school. They have no direct contacts with sources, whether it's in politics or sports, whatever they're reporting on. They have no direct contact with any of the people involved in what they're reporting on. They go on Google and they scour this and scour that and scour this and scour that. They pick and choose that what they want. They put together their own personal news broadcasts by plagiarizing bits and pieces of other people so they can put something together and call it their own. This AI, there's a program they were talking about AI the other day. It's out of TikTok. You know, people will do anything for attention these days. Well, I'm going along here. It's only Tuesday and I'm probably up to a close to half hour now this week. I hope I don't devote too much of my life to YouTube this week and go an hour and a half and neglect the important things and important people in my life for the sake of being on here too long, you know. TikTok. People doing the stupidest things just to get attention for a 5 or 10 second clip. Why? A lot of young pretty girls in bikinis and smiling and wiggling. Why? To get attention. We have an attention-starved society. He said that we have an attention-starved society. And the internet and public forums and platforms open the floodgates. He said, you know, our intention with AOL was to bring out the very best in society so people could interact and And all it did was bring out the very worst in society. And it's flourished and expanded and grown to where I don't even recognize the internet anymore. I was at the forefront of AOL and I don't even own a home computer anymore. I detest what I see in every social media platform. A lot of propaganda, self-gain, ego, narcissism. People that just want to be antagonists. They're out to destroy other people. They're going to destroy this political party. They're going to destroy that religious faction. Everybody's out to try to destroy something and tear something down in society. And people just don't get along very much anymore. People have segregated themselves into little cults and groups. And they idolize a leader. And they will do what that leader tells them to do. People don't even think for themselves anymore. They're following the lines of how someone else wants them to think. It's taken away the individual identity of a lot of people. And now it's a mass mentality. This AI, they showed it. They said there's a viral clip going on. And these viral clips, are they anything of any importance? A lot of viral clips are things that are pretty sad. Someone caught a car getting plowed by a train at an intersection with death and destruction, and these things go viral. And now with AI, he said now it's totally out of control. And you can tell, even on here, these little short videos pop up. The new 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Firstly, Pontiac's been gone for a long time. There is no Trans Am, no Firebird, never will be another one. Artist renderings and AI that make it look so real. People are going to believe that, yeah. They're going to be waiting for this new 2026 Firebird Trans Am to come out. Along with other models of cars and motorcycles. And you can tell the voice commentary, they can't quite nail everything to perfection. The voice sounds very robotic. A lot of words, they're not pronounced correct the way a person would pronounce it. It's being replicated by a computer-generated voice. These things you can tell. It's not a real person. He said, and there are a lot of programs out there that these programs are creating their own content. People aren't even creating this content behind it anymore. A lot of these AI programs now are so sophisticated that they've actually taken on their own sense of intelligence and creating based on algorithms what people are watching, creating content they think has become popular around here, and it's doing it all on its own. It's kind of scary in a way. It's kind of scary in a way when I think about it. And there was one that's going viral now, they showed it. Woman saves a tiger shark. And a woman's in a kayak going along. In the distance, you see something like flopping on the surface of the water. She pulls up next to it. It's a 12-foot tiger shark, and it's wrapped up in a fisherman's net. And she leans over the side. She starts taking the net off this 12-foot tiger shark. And she reaches for a knife. She's cutting and cutting and cutting. And the shark is squirming and squirming, and the shark starts calming down when the shark realizes she's helping it. She gets the net off the shark, and the shark doesn't swim away right away. It kind of circles the kayak, comes up, puts its head like over the side, like thanking her. She pets the shark on her nose, and the shark takes off. It's all AI. All the staged videos of people on here on the sidewalk, a homeless person. You can tell it's a real poor makeup job, a shaggy fake beard, and with a cup, and somebody walks up, come on, I'll take you and buy you a sandwich. All the feel-good videos, people acting up on a jet, putting their feet up. They're all staged. There's so much staged bullshit on here, so much AI, so much propaganda, so many egos, so many narcissists, so many people trying to make a buck. And I think the best expression this guy said, he said, when myself and others started AOL, none of us could see the future. how something with such a good intention to help bring people together would become so corrupted.